Good evening, students. Today we are going to start with the second lecture of the design of the bridges. In previous lecture, we have seen the introductory part of the bridge. We have seen different component of the bridges, different type of the bridges. We have also seen in detail different shape and sizes requirement for the design of the bridges. We have also seen the coder provision requirement. So IRC6 is the code which is going to be used for the design of the bridges. As we know that this time we are going to focus only on the introductory part of the design of the bridge. Detailed bridge design we are going to take, you can design later on. So with let's continue the second part, that is the loading part. So what is the force flow diagram of the bridge? Let's see that. So typically when you see any bridge, so force flow will be something like this. Force of the superstructure is going to be transferred to the bearing. Bearing is going to transfer the load to the pedestal, and pedestal will be resting on the abutment and abutment cap and or pier. If it is at the last, then it will be abutment, and if it is intermediate, then it is going to be rested over the pier. And the pier cap or abutment cap is going to transfer load to the pier or abutment, and at last this load is going to be transferred to the foundation. So basically bridge is going to subject it to the different type of loading. One is the dead load, superimposed live load. So superimposed dead load, it is important for us, so that we are going to take, and also live load is more important. Apart from that, wind load, earthquake load, and other type of load. If it is a river bridge, then hydrostatic load is also going to act, so that also are going to act. But this loading requirement we have already studied. Suppose if you say earthquake load requirement, then we know that IS 1893 provide the provision. Now if you consider the wind load, then IS 875 part 3 gives the requirement of the wind load calculation. Similarly other type of load. But for this study, important thing is the live load, because other type of load, how to calculate, that is already known to you. Live load is something different in case of the bridge, so that we are going to take care, because in this case live load will be not only due to the movement of the person, but due to the vehicular movement. And for vehicular movement, IRC E6 provide the provision. So IRC, Indian Road Congress, provide the different provision, and that provision we are supposed to take care. So let us focus on dead load. So the dead load is comprising of the weight of the structure, girder, slab and diagram, etc. And second is the superimposed dead load. So weight of the non-structural component, wearing coat, curb, footpath, parapet. So this is nothing but if we consider the weight of the structure, apart from that, if we are going to place some material, like we are going to put the road and other type of accessories like wearing coat, curbs, footpath, this will be added as a superimposed dead load. But important thing is the live load. Live load is the due to the vehicle, and that vehicle load we cannot judge, because uh, each vehicle will have different load. So different type of vehicles are available. So for which type of vehicle bridge is to be designed, that is a important study for this course. So generally bridge is designed for the typical kind of bridge structure, typical kind of imposed load, like if you consider the bridge, so different vehicles starting from the small scooter to the uh, truck and all the thing is going to pass. But as you know that design generally it is done for the critical cases, so here also design is going to be done for the critical cases, like truck and the other type of buses and all type of other type of trailer and other which is more critical, and for that we are going to design the bridge. But you know that we cannot say that bus will have different weight or truck will have different weight. So for that bridge for the bridge IRC 6 classify the different vehicles, and for that you are supposed to design the bridges. So let's focus over the uh, uh, load. So one is the primary load, primary load, that is a vehicle load considering as a static load due to directly to the mass of the traffic, and second is the secondary live load due to the change in the speed, direction and the vehicle, and that is more important. So we are going to focus on the this load. IRC 6 give the live load consideration, and they are going to, they have classified the different bridges. So first sorry, different vehicles. So first is the IRC class 70R loading. So this is to be adopted for all permanent bridges and culverts. Then permanent bridges and culverts, then IRC class AA vehicle to be adopted within the certain municipal limit. In certain cases uh, in certain cases sorry in certain cases uh, contemplated industry area in the specific area and along certain specific highway. So generally ISC class 70R and loading is for the highway, and 7 class AA is for the bridges and municipality limit, certain limit. So you can predict that 70R and class AA is the higher kind of loading. IRC class is the lesser type of loading, and it is generally adopted for permanent bridges and culverts for the small scale, and IRC class B is for the timber bridges. So let us have a look over different type of loading. So IRC 6, if you refer different type of loading they are giving. So if you see first class AA type of tracked vehicle, they are giving the provision for the track type of vehicle, and second is the for the wheel type of vehicle. So track type of vehicle means army vehicle, and now for you know that army vehicle generally that doesn't enter to through the urban area. We require when it is generally it is transported in the highway. So you may predict that this class AA vehicle is used for the highway. Now what they are giving, so they are giving this kind of shape, and its width they are providing that the 3.6 meter is the width and of the wheels, and total width is 7.2 meter. Minimum this much amount of distance should be kept, and this is the longitudinal cross section. In same way cross section has been provided, that center to center distance between the vehicle is 2.05 if we take the track vehicle, right? And similarly if we take the class AA wheeled type of vehicle, then they are providing the different width. If this is a wheeled type of vehicle, then 1.2 meter width is to be provided. And this is a class AA is nothing but it is wheeled vehicle is nothing but it is a trailer. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 wheels are there. So this type of loading they are prescribing. Now important thing is that here if we take it army type of tanks, then 70-ton load is going to be transferred. And if we take the trailer type of wheel type of vehicle, then on each wheel 3.75 ton, 6.25 ton, 6.25 ton and 3.75 ton load is to be considered. So that way they are going to provide the load, and now this load is to be transferred to the our structure. Okay, so this is a class AA vehicle, and for that loading requirement has been provided. Now if we take the class A vehicle, so class A is also wheeled type of vehicle, and they are providing some specification that total load will be 55.4 ton, and what are the dimension. So this thing you are supposed to study. So if it is a train type of vehicle, means there is a change, means trailer, then on each wheel there will be 2.7 ton, and intermediate will be 11.4. Likewise they are going to experience the load. So that load we are supposed to transfer in the bridge. Now if you take class 70R vehicle, wheeled vehicle, longitudinal cross section, so we have seen that previously that what kind of loading is going to be transfer on the each and every wheel. So this way IRC 6 provide the different wheels and a different type of vehicle and its proposition and how loading is to be transferred. Now this is very important. Let's have the summary of this all the vehicle. So class A wheeled vehicle, class AA tracked, class AA wheeled, class B and 70R wheeled. Class AA tracked and 70R track are same. Now what will be the total load? So they specified that total load of this class AA wheeled vehicle will be 55.4 ton, and class AA tracked vehicle will be 70 ton, class AA wheeled vehicle will have 40 ton, then class B will have 33.2, and 70R wheeled vehicle will have 100 ton. Now what will be the length? So 18.8, 7.2, 1.2, 18.9, 13.4. Width will be 1.8, 2.9, 2.5, 1.8 and 2.79 meter. So this will be the loading requirement for each type. Now what will be the occupancy of this type of vehicle? So if we take class A wheel, then one lane of carriage way it is going to occupy, because it is a small. If you take class AA tracked vehicle, means it is a very large scale, then 2 lane of carriageway it is going to be experienced. Similarly, class AA wheeled also 2 lane is required. It is a very big vehicle. Army tank and army vehicle can be classified. It and class B 1 lane of carriageway, and 70R will be 2 lane of the carriageway. So this way we are going to classify the occupancy of the each and every vehicle. Now based on that we are supposed to design the structure. So now this is just introductory part. So how you are going to combine this load combination, so that is a important part. Okay. So for combination, so we know that what will be the our structural width. So if it is simple one way lane carriage, then it will have the, if we take the class A type of vehicle, then class A type of vehicle occupies 2.3 meter width. So 1.8 is center to center and 2.3 is the total width, and total load we can classify. So here this kind of loading point load is going to be transferred. Apart from that, this Q, that is a superimposed lie load we are supposed to apply. In that way we are going to do the load combination. If we take 2 lane carriageway, now 2 lane carriageway if we take, then in that class 70R both his itself is going to be occupied. And if you take case number 2 class A, right, 2 lane, so this way we can arrange the 2 lane vehicle. Now this way we are whole length of the carriageway is known to you. From that we are going to apply transfer the load to the structure. Similarly, if we take the 3 lane carriageway, then it can accommodate class A 3 lanes. If we take 3 lane, then it can also accommodate class A 1 lane or plus class 70R, which require 2 lane. So that way also we can accommodate the vehicle. So this way we are supposed to do the combination. So right now we are not going in detail of the each and everything, but you should know that this type of vehicles are classification we need to do, and based on the actual condition we have to place the different vehicle, and we then subsequently we have to transfer the load to the structure. Apart from that, definitely if it is a vehicle load, then impact we are supposed to measure. So IRC 6 provide the provision for the impact loading. So in order to account for dynamic effect of vehicle riding over a structure, and impact factor is used as a multiplier to the live load. So what this impact factor say? So there are different vehicles. So class A, so green line, for that you know the span of the bridge, and for that how much impact will be there. So based on that you are supposed to increase the in live load. So right now we are concluding this topic. uh, we are supposed, when we are designing this whole structure, at that time each and every load combination including wind load, earthquake load, all are supposed to be applied. But right now we are focusing only on the live load. So how to calculate the live load, that today we have studied. So it is very interesting, and a lot of efforts are required, because live load calculation plays very important role in the bridge design. So you are supposed to uh, take care of this live load calculation, and types of the bridge for this topic right now, how the load is going to be transferred. That is the that is the important points which you are supposed to do. Other thing, when you study later, then you can explore definitely, right? So with this we are concluding this topic. We have seen the introductory part, and second is the loading requirement. We have not gone in the detail of the loading requirement, we have just seen the introductory part. So same thing you are supposed to do. Okay, so with this we have completed the bridge part. Okay, so you are supposed to, I am going to post this YouTube video, and also I am going to post the material on the shared drive, so you may refer that, and based on that you can also complete the assignment. Okay, so with this we are concluding this topic. Hope you have enjoyed this, a very small topic, and you will prepare well. Okay, thank you very much. Stay at home, stay well.